the Sports Betting Network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Thursday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, Sirius XM Channel 158. We're all about it here on a numbers game. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin alongside. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. You got trade deadline fever?
Let's go. It's happening rapidly.
You didn't answer the question, though. Do you have trade deadline fever?
I always
Does this
do.
excite you?
Always do, Gil. Actually, no. I Major League Baseball trade deadline is one of the more exciting ones to me.
It is. I usually end up turning on MLB Network for the one time all year and see them just go crazy over the smallest little moves on the fringe.
Yeah.
I'm always amused by that.
But for me, this is this is my NBA's NBA's done. NFL hasn't started yet, so I do get to focus in more on Major League Baseball. And now it's hey, what are teams going to look like down the stretch and then we head into the playoffs?
Well, and the task for us is what of this is actionable information, right? Mm-hmm. What of this is just blather, or prattling on about it, or what about it is really actionable into a bet? We'll get into this momentarily. Just before that, let you know, are we sure? Coming up, Estamos Seguros on the show today. And it's Zach and Crack because it's Thursday. Zach Cohen, VSiN senior editor, tennis, and how about a little Heisman Trophy talk?
That's right.
From Zachary Cohen. And then Bill Krackomberger, unscripted, the return of the Crack. I believe that's what the Mark Morrison song was.
That's right.
I believe that's what it was. About the trade deadline, though. Movement yesterday. Perhaps the headline, Eugenio Suarez goes from the Diamondbacks to the Seattle Mariners. So the Mariners now, Josh Naylor and Eugenio Suarez, both of the Diamondback sluggers go to the Mariners. And this is a team, the Mariners, that I had for most wins in June, didn't get there. We'll get to that momentarily as well. And so the Mariners all in, right? They're going for it. They've been a frustrating team to watch this month, 4-7 in their last 11, the Mariners. And it's because of the fact that you can't count on that offense. So hopefully this is going to be the cure to those ills, the Naylor-Suarez combination. So that's a big move for the Mariners. They do it. The Diamondbacks get Tyler Locklear, Hunter Cannon, Juan Burgos, 3 prospects there on the other side. As this is what, that's the other side of this is fascinating to me. It's like the Diamondbacks and the Giants. Diamondbacks first, a lot of that kind of injury also, but injury and performance. The Diamondbacks calling their shot earlier, saying, yep, there you go, Josh Naylor's gone. Ryan Grichuk goes to the Royals. Now it's Suarez, everybody was waiting to see where he would go. And then the Giants, who got swept twice, 6-game homestand against the Mets and the Pirates. They didn't win a single game heading into the trade deadline. We talked about this about the trade deadline. Sometimes teams decide what they're going to do right up to the moment. And the Giants left Buster Posey, as Matt Chapman said, no choice. So they end up trading Tyler Rogers to the Mets. The Mets also acquire Ryan Halsley from the Cardinals to shore up their bullpen behind Edwin Diaz, or in front of Edwin Diaz. And then Johan Duran goes from the Twins to the Phillies. So it's an arms race in the NL East.
So where do you see those two teams right now? Phillies, Mets.
Flip a coin. I really believe that. I could sit here and try to cut hairs on what is split hairs on this.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they are neck and neck, and they will be throughout. And they both, look, they're both trying to shore up their weaknesses. To me, and this is not going to be a very unique take on it, but we've talked about it here for the last couple of weeks, and we've done it through the prism of our monthly bets too, as we can segue into that, which is I had the Mariners in July, I got the Rangers in August. And I do think that those are the two teams, the Mariners now via the trade deadline here. And we'll see. But, by the way, we do have breaking news now. Shane Bieber on his way to the Toronto Blue Jays. So the Cleveland Guardians were expecting perhaps Stephen Kwan to be moved today. Well, Shane Bieber is on his way to the Toronto Blue Jays. So the Blue Jays now trying to, their lead in the AL East. The Blue Jays lead the AL East by 4 games over the Yankees, 5 over the Red Sox. They're trying to make sure that this stands the rest of the way. You got about 50 Major League Baseball games to go the rest of the regular season. The Mariners and the Rangers remain 5 games behind the Astros. So, I have two matchup bets in the World Series. Made the Tigers-Padres one earlier at 66-1. Then I paired the Mariners, sadly, with the Giants. I wish I had paired the Mariners with someone else at a long number. But I do think that the Rangers and Mariners, you're always looking for what's the team on the cusp of the playoffs, either on the inside looking out or the outside looking in, that you think has the ability, if they can squeak into the playoffs, that they're set up to have great postseason success. Because remember, of course, in Major League Baseball, it's 2 different seasons, man. Once you 162 games, managing that is one thing. But navigating a best of 3, a best of 5, right? A best of 5, best of 7. Navigating that is a different story based on your rotation, who you can put in the bullpen. And I think the Mariners and the Rangers are teams that look pretty live to me. The Rangers are Rangers, by the way, in case you missed it, are my pick for August wins. Got them at 30-1. The reason for that is they just don't give up runs. Their offenses can be a little suspect too, by the way. But they've looked much better on offense in July. Averaging nearly 6 runs a game in July on offense. They're a much better team. They're about 6 or 7 games based on Pythag than they are in the actual standings. You have to look at that kind of thing. But they're number 1 in ERA. They're number 1 in batting average against. They're number 1 in whip. So that's a team that has a lot of good, indicators, the Rangers. But the Mariners are announcing themselves. They're like, look, we're all in about this. But I got the Rangers, all this to say, I got the Rangers in August, 30-1. But in terms of like a futures bet based on what we've seen now, I do think if you're betting the Mariners and Rangers, I'm not sure the division is the way to play it. They are 5 games back, 50, and I know you can say, oh, well, one weekend, they'll only be 2 games back. Yeah, but they could also be 8 games back, right? So I don't know if the division is the way to play it right now at current odds, but I do think perhaps if you like the division, play division and league parlay, sort of those markets exist. But also to win the pennant, to win the World Series, have a matchup with one of those teams in the World Series. That to me is the way to play these 2 teams right now, rather than the division.
Like that, and then how live do you are the Phillies and Mets right there, knocking on the Dodgers' door in the NL?
I think the Dodgers is so tough because you do have to default every sentence to, but they're the Dodgers and they have reinforcements coming and they're still the best team. Although Shohei yesterday, from the pitching standpoint, had to walk off the mound with cramps anyway in the 4th inning. So you have to monitor that situation from a pitching standpoint anyway.
I was watching.
Some people say, by the way, on a hitting standpoint, they notice some things that are off too, right? He's not in a good stretch either there.
I was watching basically all of that, but it was on mute. I was out and I was watching that game, and I'm like, I noticed early him making weird movements and everything, and then him walking off. Yeah, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it was concerning watching.
I mean, Mookie is obviously having his worst stretch ever. So there are. I mean, you want to say things like, oh, yeah, the Dodgers are super vulnerable, but then, like, would it surprise anybody if it all just coalesced perfectly at the end?
Not at all.
Yeah, so that's the issue there. But I do think the Mariners right now, obviously, the team, the most dramatic moves here, and I think the Mariners and the Rangers are the most actionable here moving forward. By the way, congratulations to everybody, speaking of monthlies, everybody who had the Toronto Blue Jays in the month of June. Boy, did they make you sweat. That was almost the biggest monthly collapse we've ever had. But the Blue Jays clinch it, and they clinch it outright. Only 3 games in Major League Baseball today, and the Rangers being one of them, but they still can't catch the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays win the month of July 18-8, Kelly. They beat the Red Sox and Brewers, who were both 17-7. Remember, it's most wins. Rangers, with 1 game left, can only get to 17. So congratulations. Toronto was 14-1 pre-flop at William Hill Caesars, 22-1 at Circa, and 15-1 at DraftKings. So far, the shortest shot of all the 4 months winners this year, 2025.
Really?
Yeah. By the way, we have historicals. I put together some historicals on this. Would you like to see it? Here we go. Last year is when this started. And great job done by, again, the books that put these out, namely DraftKings, Circa, and William Hill Caesars. Last year, March, April, the Phillies ended up winning it. This is the worst record by win percentage that ended up winning any month or month plus in the case of March, April, in any of the, 10 months that these have existed. 20-11, a 645 win percentage. Remember, that was the month where we famously had the Guardians at 65-1, and we came 1 out away from winning. But Hunter Gaddis to Victor Caratini, and the rest is history. May, we came 1 game away from winning with the Guardians last year. The Yankees had the best record ever in these 10 months, 21-7. Best record ever, win percentage-wise, for any of these months. June last year is when we won it. There's the check mark. We won it on the Astros. We had a 25-1 at Circa. We had a 17-1 at William Hill Caesars. The Astros won June of last year at 17-8.
And they had Gil, hook, line, and sinker after that.
Well, think about that. So the first 3 months of this, this is what I said when I talked about it last time. The first 3 months of this, I'm like, I am the greatest monthly player.
This isn't that hard.
I am the greatest monthly player there's ever been. 65-1, 1 out away, 1 game away in May, and we won it in June. I have not come close since. I have not come close since. July last year, it was the Diamondbacks in a dead heat with the Mets, but at Circa, the Diamondbacks won it by fewest losses. They were 17-8. And then in August of last year, and this is where we were already getting into football last year, so we didn't care as much.
Yeah.
Dodgers won it in a dead heat with the Brewers 19-8 versus 19-9. And in September of last year, we barely even noticed. Detroit won it over the Mets, dead heat 17-8 over 17-9. And then this year, March, April, remember, was the Mets. I did have the Mets, remember, in the race to 10. So I picked them in the wrong market. Yeah, so
that was close.
That was close-ish, but I was stupid, is what I was. So the Mets won it in March, April of this year with a 21-10 record. Remember, it was actually a tie with the Dodgers. They dead heated at William Hill Caesars, but they won it on run differential at Circa. 54 plus 54 to plus 33, yeah. Then May was the ultimate turnaround at the end. The Cardinals won May with a 19-8 record. Remember that? That was the longest cash, 150-1 at Circa for the Cardinals, 50-1 at William Hill Caesars. Tigers won a dead heat against the Phillies, 19-9, both records, but they won it on run differential at Circa. And then this past month, June, once again. They lost to the Cardinals in May. June, the Astros repeated June, and then July, there are your Blue Jays. Coming back.
Oh, look! Wow!
Look at that! Derek, what's the guarantee? Derek?
Mike, time to make history.
Players in Circa Million make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries choose one team each week with no point spread. The last one standing wins it all.
We have $21 million on the line. Are you in? Visit circasports.com for details.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's Late Night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
On the next Money Moves, Ariel Epstein joins me, Stormy Bonantoni, as we continue our march to the start of the NFL season. Is Christian McCaffrey an early season stay away this year or a buy on? Thor Nystrom of MD Fantasy Life will break down who you should add and who you should stay away from this year in your fantasy draft. We'll also kick off the 2025 season officially with the Hall of Fame game between the Los Angeles Chargers and Detroit Lions. It's all happening starting at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
If you'd like to bet smarter, and I know you would, start with Smarter Insights. Right now you can check out Greg Hoops Peterson's MLB Best Bets. How great was it having Greg on yesterday?
Awesome.
Wes Reynolds, Wyndham Championship Picks, Chargers Lions Hall of Fame Game Preview. And later today you can check out Zach Cohen's Tennis Best Bets, Tyler Shoemaker's WNBA Picks, and MLB Trade Deadline Updates. Right now you can sign up for full VSiN Pro access until the Super Bowl for only $175. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe to sign up today. It's Gil Alexander. It's Kelly Bidlin. Should we read some tweets, Ron Burgundy style? I have no idea what's coming.
Sure.
Okay.
Hopefully Super Jerk included more for you today.
Ryan Kleinfelter. Yo. Heard Brent is going to be on the NBC broadcast of the Hall of Fame game.
That is correct.
I'm sure we'll get a We Are Looking Live, but what are the odds we get a cashing tickets is what it's all about? Better yet, a G-Bank, the official bank of VSiN, would be epic. I don't know what Brent will unleash there.
Yeah, really does.
That's awesome that he's there, and he should be in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, it was very cool to see that come down yesterday.
KJ, I don't see most wins in August on DraftKings. They remove it. They haven't. Remove is not the right word. They're usually the latest to put them up. So I would expect them to have it today. Don't hold me to that. But that's how it worked out last month, that they were the last of the 3 books to put it up. They do a good job of keeping it up, though, I must say. The betting market is what I'm referring to, obviously. Harold Irving, DraftKings here in Massachusetts, currently not offering best record in August. All right, so far just Circa and William Hill. And 3Jack H3131. Hey, Gil, thanks for the Blue Jays. Almost bet this team play. I grabbed it at Circa at plus 2025. What he's referring to is every team, I've gotten into this rut where every team that I consider but don't play ends up winning months. And then the numbers, guys. Morning, Gil. So the Rangers is the play. Was DraftKings or Caesars? Caesars is where I got it at 30-1. I want to tail you for August because if there's one thing you're going to talk about, it's monthly wins. You said you talk about that as much as Kelly talks about the Billy Joel documentary. By the way, let me just say, can I caution you about Billy Joel?
Oh, no.
Because I know you've been trying to make little quips about it.
Was it bad?
No, you should just know that Bill Ady's daughter worked on it, and she's in the credits.
I talked to Bill yesterday about
it. You should probably pipe it down on that documentary.
Yeah.
It's just for your own.
Whoa! All I said yesterday was I thought it was funny when you were leading into the water park documentary. I was like, is this the Billy Joel documentary?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It's the water park. By the way, how many responses did we get about?
It's great.
Oh, about face on it now.
I never said anything bad. I made one joke yesterday.
Yeah, kind of did.
All right.
That's check the tape. Check the videotape.
Okay.
See the water park documentary? It's fantastic. Okay, by the way, the last thing about the number 1 seed, you want to do that as well?
Sure.
Number 1 seeds, American League, National League. This is kind of like what we did the other day, though, with most wins.
Just breaking it out.
Just splitting it in 2. American League, Tigers plus 175, Blue Jays plus 225, Astros plus 340, Yankees, the only other team in single digits, 5-1. If you believe the Mariners or the Red Sox or Rangers will get there, it's 22-1, 25-1, and 50-1, respectively. But right now, as you look at the standings, Tigers was 64 and 46, and the Blue Jays both 64 and 46. 110 games in. Astros 62 and 47. Next best team, Yankees 59 and 49, or at least next best team in terms of their win percentage. So anyway, I think the Tigers are properly priced because their schedule is super easy. It's a top 5 easy schedule. So Tigers plus 175, I think, is the right price. And then in the National League, I also think, again, the Dodgers are plus 120. Dodgers still have the easiest remaining schedule in all of these. This obviously changes on a not only a daily basis, but also like on a series by series basis more accurately. Dodgers have the easiest remaining schedule in all of baseball. Dodgers plus 120, Cubs plus 360, Brewers plus 425, and they're the Mets and the Phillies. So it's a bit of a scrum there. Padres are 25-1. Padres have the second easiest remaining schedule in all of baseball. Padres sort of feel to me in all of this like the team that has been forgotten. And in an NL West where the Giants and the Diamondbacks have both Kramer and Seinfeld been, I'm out. And you have the Padres just, 3 games behind the Dodgers?
Yeah, that is
3 games behind the Dodgers and 4 games behind the Brewers if you were to extend it to or 3.5 behind the Brewers if you extend it to a league thing.
Dodgers' smallest lead in the division in 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Not very reflected in the odds.
And yet they still have the lead. It's the funniest thing where you're like, oh, they're playing terribly. The Padres have won 5 in a row, and then you look up and you're like, oh, the Dodgers still have the lead.
They are minus 1,100 still to win that division. Three games.
I guess my thing to this is I don't think, we do these segments and you're great at putting these markets. I don't know that I would make a bet in either of these because I think these are properly
priced. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there is one in that. So anyway, that's the dealio. And with the monthly things, I don't know we gleaned anything from that information other than a lot of these teams win it by just winning like 17 or 18 games. So you don't have to be spectacular. You just have to be really kind of solid each of these months to win it.
And it gets tight, right? I mean, it is tight every single month. So
have we ever had a team that like coasted in with 3 games left or 3 days left? The answer is no.
No.
Obviously, because it's a limited number of games. To tennis. Yesterday, Kelly, 1-2 in tennis.
My joint get home?
No.
She lost?
My joint lost.
Come on, joint.
She lost. Naomi got home. Naomi Osaka got home. The real thing where it turned on a losing day versus a winning day was on the Yosuke Watanuki match against Francis Tiafoe. So Yosuke Watanuki, we had at plus 260 something yesterday.
Yeah.
He was up 6-1 and then 3-3 so it was 6-1. He won the first set 6-1, crushed Tiafoe the first set. It was 3-3 in the second set, and it was love 40 on Big Foe's racket. So 3 chances to break, and then only got to consolidate it and hold your serve twice total, right? So you'd go up 4-3 on your racket then in the second. But Tiafoe came up with huge serves. Tennis happened, and we end up losing. By the way, Watanuki didn't fold. We end up losing in a third set tiebreaker 7-5. Brutality. Chris Russo, our buddy, tells me he's like, I've never been on such a roller coaster with these tennis bets as some of these. They're brutal to. So, but we got a really, really fortunate win earlier in the week. Remember when we were down 6-2, 4-1, 40 love in that other match with Antonio Ruzic. So it giveth and it taketh away.
Do you ever do anything like that went to a tiebreaker? Like, do you buy off anything when you've got a plus 260 or whatever that was?
Honestly?
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah.
Typically, I do not.
I figured you to answer that way, but it is. I think it would be okay if you did, right?
Also,
I figured you would answer that.
Also, that late, by the way, heading into a third set tiebreaker, I'm not sure if it's even up at most places at that point. Like there is a point where they just sort of remove it.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Today, 3 more plays. Again, the ladies in Montreal, the men in Toronto. On the men's side, Lerner Tien, minus 125 against the serve bot that is the American Riley Opelka. Lerner Tien was the guy, keen observers of the show will remember, that Lerner Tien was the guy that when the Challenger Tour was here in Vegas, I went out there and sort of...
You and Matt, right?
So Matt was out there, so Matt Brown and I were out there, yes. I think I was there prior to Matt's arrival when Lerner Tien was on the court, though, and was sort of front-running it, if you will. That was a great experience. But Lerner Tien has become a great tennis player. I got him at minus 125 against Opelka. He's in the minus 130s right now. Don't let it get higher than that. That's on the men's side. And on the ladies' side, 2 dogs, Marie Buskova. It is a bigger dog now than it was when I put it in last night at VSiN.com/pick. So that's a non-CLVer one for me, which is not a normal thing. But she's going up against Victoria Mboko, who is a great young player. But I think Buskova could frustrate her. So I'm at even money against Mboko on Buskova. And then Aoi Ito, big dog, plus 172 against Jessica Buzas-Monero. I think Ito is really improperly priced there. So Tien on the men's side, Buskova and Ito on the women's side.
Well done. Well done with the names.
Thank you very much. Oh, did you want to? Sorry. I was
No. I'm very glad you did not toss over to me.
Which one do you have a problem with? Aoi Ito?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm saying that right. How's your golf?
Aoi? Is that what you said?
Aoi.
Okay. No, that works.
I'm sure it's Aoi or something.
Yeah. We're probably.
How's your Wyndham Championship early return?
You know what, Gil? That's a great question. Where is old Christian Bezaden now? Because he was up there early. Let's see. What do we get here? This old scoreboard for the Wyndham Championship. Chandler Phillips, of course, is 7 under par, your leader through 13. Victor Perez, Max McGreevy, Christian Bezaden, Alex Norenall 5 under par. I do have a first-round leader bet on Bez, so that would be nice. He's 2 off the lead. Keep it up. That would be good.
On the heels of the Marcus Morris betting thing, remember that yesterday we were talking about this? Allegedly stealing $265,000 from Las Vegas casinos?
These stories are crazy, man.
Now Gilbert Arenas jumps into the NBA betting fray. Arrested yesterday, Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero, the hibachi, arrested yesterday in connection with a federal indictment that alleges the former NBA star hosted illegal high-stakes poker games at his mansion in Encino, California, according to a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office of Central California. Officially charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business. They're making false statements in addition to that. My goodness. Oh, boy. Zach Cohen next. Zach and Crack right here at VSiN.
And they're off.
Gear up for football season the sharp way with a VSiN Pro subscription. Right now, grab our football special for just $175. An early bird deal that gives you full VSiN access through the Super Bowl. That includes our NFL betting guide, loaded with team previews, power ratings, and season-long best bets. Plus, pro picks sent to your inbox daily, betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, live shows on the VSiN Watch app, and so much more. Don't wait. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back on the Numbers Game live from Circle Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. We get tweets. Beating the book. Y'all are the best. Nevada Azer. I believe the last team to cruise into the monthly MLB win was the Rays in April of 23. Wow. That was before they were offering betting markets on this, wasn't it? That month, if I remember correctly, they won the first 10 games, he says, paying off the first team to 10 wins, along with the monthly honor. You're going to hate me for these, Kelly. Jason H11. I'm worried about Kelly. The weight loss is making him cranky. And then 3Jack H3131. Gil, why does Kelly have such animosity towards Billy Joel? I mean, he didn't start the fire. He was just out there for the longest time looking for an uptown girl and trying to keep the faith. Give the man a break. By the way, so happy football is back.
All right, those are just solid tweets. I ain't going to hate on that.
Before we get to Zach here, maybe we'll bring in Zach for this. The Gilbert Arenas thing, once again. Arrested.
It's incredible, man.
In connection with a federal indictment that alleges that he hosted an illegal high-stakes poker game at his mansion in Encino, and again, charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, and then 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators. You added to this story. What was it? We'll bring Zach in. By the way, Zach Cohen, the whole part of the glue that holds this whole operation together. You can follow him on Twitter at Betting on X. Comes to us courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. What was the thing that you were saying first, Kelly?
I read the entire federal indictment or whatever, and don't get me wrong, this is a bad story. It involves some scary dudes that he was working with, but. My biggest takeaway after I get done reading all the details, it was like Gilbert Arenas sat down and watched Molly's Game, like whenever that movie came out 6-7 years ago, and was like, this is a good idea. Why is nobody doing this? And it's like the biggest part of the indictment is like, well, they took a rake, and you cannot have a house acting like a casino. Like we can host poker games, just don't have the house taking in a rake.
So he took a rake.
They took a rake. That was my biggest problem reading this, and I'm like, it's like he watched Molly's Game and learned all the wrong lessons.
Oh, God. Zach, there was something you saw, too, that was pretty funny?
Yeah, I just saw like he's trying to downplay his involvement, but there's like a picture going around of a poker table with his name on it, like a Regency's poker room or something. So that's not really a great look when you're trying to deny your involvement.
Come on, Hibachi.
I won't go into the details. You can watch it yourself. But Nick Young's got a video out there. Oh man, he is having the time of his life with this story. I don't really know why, but he's bringing up other names and stuff too. Like
Nick Young is not bright. But Nick Young,
I love Swaggy P's like all-time top 10 all Bidlin team.
Do you remember when Dave Pash and the late Bill Walton used to do basketball games, and Pash goes, there's Swaggy P with the shot, and Walton goes, who? And Pash goes, Swaggy P. That's Nick Young's nickname. He goes, I would not have guessed that in the middle of the broadcast. No, the Arenas thing is, first of all, why are you calling the Israeli guy scary? Let me just ask you that first, right off the top.
Yeah,
it just felt so even. You never want to rush to judgment on any of this stuff, but it felt so guilty immediately when you heard the story.
Yes.
And all of this.
No, you are right. You should not rush to judgment on anything. Yeah. But that was my takeaway. You learned all the wrong lessons from Molly's Game.
Oh, man. Zach, who was a big NBA guy, obviously, more than anything, but he's also a tennis guy. He's also other sports beyond that, football and beyond. Now, let's start with tennis. Anything on your plate today, betting-wise, in either Toronto or Montreal?
Yeah, I have 4 plays up on the website written up in an article. I think maybe the favorite one that I wrote up there was Veronika Kudermetova to win a set and a little bit of a sprinkle on the money line against Coco. And that's really, it has nothing to do with Kudermetova. She's a player that I've struggled to trust in the past. I wrote it in the article, like her highs are high, her lows are very low, but she is aggressive. She is powerful. She's the type of player that when she's hitting pretty cleanly, she can, kind of give Coco some problems, because Coco is a player that really struggles when she's rushed, and we just saw that in her match against Danielle Collins, where she double faulted 23 times, had 74 unforced errors. I think Coco's a player that can be very profitable to back, but she could also be a very profitable player to fade, and she kind of tells you when those weeks are coming, because she has these sloppy performances like that. So I'd be really surprised if we see a very strong performance out of her in this match. At the very least, I think it's worth fading her just because she's priced as an elite player and she isn't playing like one right now.
Yeah, and I think I saw this from J-Rod. The three matches this year that have had the most double faults by any player, Coco Gauff has number 1, number 2, and number 3. So, it's just a huge bugaboo for her. What else do you have?
Yep. The other one I'll say, I like Victoria Mboko money line against Marie Buskova. Buskova last week won a title in Prague, but she has now played. This will be her 8th match in 10 days. That's the type of thing that could catch up to you on the WTA tour because they always play best of 3. It's not like, the men where they are playing a shorter match. It's less grueling. This is going to be a player that I believe is going to be fatigued. And I also believe she's playing the more talented player in Mboko who looks the part of a future top 10 player and maybe major winner. Just an unbelievable talent at 18 years old, really kind of mature and wise beyond her years. I think she has more power than Buskova. I think she has the bigger weapons, and she is a Canadian player playing in front of the home crowd. So I took her at minus 110. I would play that up to minus 130 if you have to. I think she's going to win tonight.
Sadly, you and I are oppo on that one, but I completely, even in saying that I had Buskova, I said Mboko's just a phenomenal young player. We'll see. The Canadian thing, I had no problem fading Leela the other day to success, so we'll see what happens in that match. And then what else also in tennis?
Tomas Martin Echeverry. It's the same play as the Kudermetova one, plus 1.5 sets. Also a sprinkle on the money line. This has been a pretty rough year for Echeverry, but he has looked a little bit better in Toronto. And he's playing Francisco Cerundolo, who he is 2-1 against in his career. Has played him 3 times. Has never had a match where he's lost in straight sets. I think he's going to be able to get at least 1 set, and I do think he's going to have a chance to win that match outright. I just think Cerundolo has struggled mightily since that early portion of the clay court swing. I think maybe he played a little bit too much tennis himself. I don't think he's serving well. I don't think the forehand's hitting as often as we usually see, and I just think he's very beatable right now.
Numbers guys tweeted in and said, Gilly said you and Zach are oppo on a couple of these picks today. Are you on Opelka in some form?
I am on Opelka, money line at plus 105. So, yeah, that's got to be it. I think that was a really good match we saw between those two in Rome. I just kind of think that playing on hard courts will help out Opelka a little bit more.
All right, so we're oppo on 2, Zach. Never fun. We'll see how it goes.
We got to create some kind of fun side bet or something.
That's right.
Are you guys not? Where does this rank for you guys in the best time of the tennis calendar?
For me, it's way up there. I do great. I do much better on hard courts than anything. I'm on hard courts and clay, right? I'm so glad grass is done.
Yeah.
Just besides the fact that Eagle won, right? But in terms of match by match, I'm talking. For me, I love this. You, Zach?
I like this time of year, but I will say, it's funny because we get dips in traffic when it's not majors on the website and stuff. But I personally treat every single match the same. So all year long, it's important matches for me. It's the funny thing because I know that people really kind of tune out when it's not the Grand Slams, but it's not this type of sport you need to do that. You could be watching anything at any time of the night.
I'm with you.
I asked that question only because it's we're here in North America, and it's you guys can actually just watch these tennis matches all day long, and I feel like I don't get that excitement level from you guys as much as I would have expected.
I'm kind of with Zach. I mean, it's all equal to me, but I hear what you're saying. At least I get to talk about them on the show because they haven't happened yet. Whereas I do have a soft spot for clay, though. That Madrid, Rome, Paris stretch is phenomenal as well. All right, to college football. You had a big hand in the college football guide, which is about to come out here from VSiN. Talk to us about the Heisman Trophy. Where did you land on a bet here?
Well, I think it's going to be fun again this year. I don't think we're going to see a defensive player in the mix again. And I do think that with Arch Manning being the favorite, there's some opportunity down the board because I think that Manning is going to be spectacular at Texas this year. I just think that offense is a little bit too, run heavy, power heavy for him to actually put up the numbers he's going to need to put up to warrant being plus 650 and the favorite in this market. So I'm looking a little bit further down. I mean, I do have a play on Garrett Nussmeier. I know that's a little bit chalky still, but at 9-1, I think you're getting a player that I think we're going to see throw a ton. Last year, they threw on 59% of their plays. That was one of the top numbers in the nation. And I think Nussmeier is as good as anybody at actually throwing the football. And this year, they do have a much better offensive line, much better weapons. I think Barry Brown from Kentucky is going to be just an awesome player for them, one of the fastest players in college football. And putting him in that offense is going to be unfair to me. And I do think that LSU has a lot of marquee games on the schedule. I know you can say that that's a bad schedule, a tough schedule, but at the same time, it's a lot of opportunities for him to go out and play on national television in big games against good defenses and kind of make a name for himself. I think Nussmeier is going to kind of take advantage of that. So I think 9-1, if you're looking for one of the chalkier picks, that's definitely the one you're going to want to make.
A lot of love anecdotally for Jeremiah Smith at 11-1. The notion that he could be just that good, that it will just overwhelm all the quarterbacks. You're not quite behind that?
I'm not there. I find it really hard to take wide receivers in this market. Like, I do think he's going to have an amazing year. But having said that, like, there are some question marks about saying the quarterback there at Ohio State. And if you have some question marks about him, it's a little hard to trust Smith. And I do think that, that's another offense that I do think is pretty run heavy. And I also think we saw last year, like, they don't take the regular season quite as seriously as other teams do.
Yeah. If Penn State is linebacker you, it's high time we start calling Ohio State wide receiver you, because it's just unbelievable what we've seen in the last 6-7 years from this school. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it so much.
Thanks, guys.
Betting on X is where you can find Zach, prominently featured, as he always is, prominently behind, really, the college football and pro football betting guides. Are we sure? Next on A Numbers Game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Circa Survivor, not gonna give up. Sing it, Kelly. Circa Survivor, pro football contest, the quest for $14.2 million. Making its debut, the documentary, next Tuesday here on VSiN. 10-part documentary on the world's largest legal football contest. Wait, 10 parts? Wow. Follows contestants as they chase the $14.2 million prize. Episodes are going to air August 5th through the 9th, then again August 12th through the 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern on VSiN. For more, visit vsin.com/survivor. I didn't know there's going to be 10 parts.
You are surely in it then.
I didn't get cut for that.
Don't call me Shirley.
Maybe if it was 5 parts. Hey, there you go.
Hey. Yeah, I still don't think I'm in it though. I don't think so.
You're not in the background or anything? No.
Maybe the background.
We get tweets. Daytime degenerate. You think Gilbert Arenas told the feds that his nickname was Agent Zero Rake?
He is, I believe, listed in the. I don't know what the legal jargon is. Sorry, but whatever the indictment or whatever he's listed as Agent Zero as his nickname.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How many nicknames did he have? Agent Zero Hibachi? I think he had one more. I can't remember what it was. By the way, the reason I brought up, I went into the Bill Walton story, but the reason that I never tied it together, Nick Young was one of these young players on the Wizards that Arenas sort of used to haze a lot. So I could see Nick Young not really understanding the gravity of the situation and talking crap in return. It's like, Nick, probably don't talk. Swaggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since he brings up other names.
So stupid. Steven, Brosec, 1870. When is Gil going to give his Love Island recap? I don't have much of a Love Island recap.
Oh, yeah.
Other than Amaya won it. She was the favorite. The reason I liked it because
did you guys consume a lot on vacation?
No. It was already over by vacation time. But Gracie and I, we watched tons of these episodes.
Was that the finale? Was that the finale they did here at Circa?
Correct. That was the finale. And it was Amaya, and then I don't. Here's my recap. No one remembers the dude's name, so it could have been Kelly Bidlin with Amaya, and you would have won it with her because everybody loved her. That's my recap.
I would have been. I don't even know who Maya is. I think I would have been more excited about if it was me than whatever that guy's name was.
Chance Copperpot. Thanks to ANG for continuing to discuss best monthly MLB record. Jays are a winner. I had the Mariners too. He said, let's do it again in August. He had the Jays at 15-1. Congratulations to you. Chance got it at DraftKings. And then Scuba Scott, can't wait to start diving into the Billy Joel documentary. Have you ever considered using one of Billy Joel's lesser-known songs titled Root Beer Rag as a lead-in or lead-out of a segment? It's a great tune, pure instrumental. Scuba Scott, I will answer that seriously, which is I have considered many times having actual instrumentals coming in and out of segments. But you know what I am told repeatedly? Copyright violation. We can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's the number of seconds we're allowed to do where we don't owe money?
It's a great question. I'm going to go 6 or 7.
He doesn't.
I don't know.
He doesn't. He's just making
They just don't want you to play the whole damn thing.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to play the whole thing. The other thing that bothers me, though, is when I actually get you guys to convince you guys to actually do it. Then you guys play it so low because you're so scared of the copyright thing. I'm like, can you turn it up the volume?
Or it's just how you're hearing it through your headsets.
That could be, but I'm guessing it's not the way I'm hearing it through the headsets. Yeah.
I mean, that's Darnell's job back there is just to make sure it's going out at a proper level.
Is that In the Stone by Earth, Wind, and Fire, or am I hearing a dog in a vast background somewhere? Anyway, sorry about yesterday's story, Darnell. I apologize for that. Okay, to Are We Sure? Ladies and gentlemen, estamos seguros on a numbers game.
You think you know what's going on in the sports betting world?
Are you sure? I'm positive.
Gil and Kelly tackle the hard-hitting questions on another exciting edition of Are We Sure?
Do this. Let's do it.
All right, Gil.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Just one thing before you start. Jeff Parlay's father, Craig Parlay, just tweeted in. He used to go to that water park, class action park.
I cannot believe how many tweets we got about that.
So many. He goes, I was in the kayak ride in 1982 or 83, a week before 2 teens were electrocuted in it. It was quite a place. Electrocuted.
I don't even know what to say to that.
God. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
To death? Am I supposed to take it that way?
He did not provide that detail.
What a terrifying play. I cannot believe how many tweets we got yesterday of people being like, oh, yeah, been there. It was a nightmare. It was exactly what you're thinking.
You got to watch it.
That's wild. Okay. Are we sure? we will see a lot more trades in Major League Baseball today.
We're not sure about that. I mean, it certainly hasn't been the dud line that people use the phrase, right? They thought it was going to be nothing. But again, Eugenio Suarez to the Mariners on the heels of Josh Naylor going to the Mariners. The Phillies and the Mets making move for closers. Johan Duran going to the Phillies. And then not closers in the case of the Mets, but relievers in case of the Mets, getting Tyler Rogers and getting Ryan Halsley. So those are significant moves. And then this morning, right as we came on air, Shane Bieber goes to the Blue Jays. So that's a lot. Are we sure we're getting more? No, we're not, but I think we are. And I'm hoping Stephen Kwan goes somewhere because I think he's really, really good. Obviously, he was a big part in our Guardians bets early part of last year. And obviously for my Guardians under season wins, that would help me in that regard as well. And I think he would be a huge piece for a playoff team. So I don't think we're done.
You think that's the biggest name that gets moved left?
To me, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we sure the Dodgers will win the National League?
National League meaning they'll go to the World Series?
Yes.
We're not 100% sure. No, it's the playoffs. It's baseball. Anything can happen.
Are we sure the Dodgers will win the NL West?
It's only a 3-game lead over the Padres. I'm not sure. I'm really not. There's too many question marks right now. But I'll say it again. Would it shock me if everything magically coalesced and everybody comes back and they're the greatest team ever? It wouldn't. With all of their problems, they're 63-46. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, those odds say they say to me, we don't want any of that, any Dodgers action.
No,
keep your Dodgers bets in your pockets, please.
That's exactly right.
Okay, are we sure the Yankees will not make the World Series? Because everybody's betting them to miss the playoffs, Gil.
Yeah, here's the thing. I want to say, and I have said a couple times in some form, that I think the pendulum has swung a little too far on the Yankees' dislike, right? Because the run differential is such that they are a better team than their record actually is in the standings. But then you watch them play baseball on a nightly basis. They lost the World Series because they couldn't field, right? They have all kinds of fielding problems. Did you see the Austin Wells play yesterday? It was the base running.
I did not see this.
He thought it was the ninth inning in a tie game. He thought it was 3 outs. He just walks off second base.
Oh, no.
For the third out. I mean, that cannot happen.
Gosh.
So they're just not only in the field, but base running, just fundamental baseball. And it's like, so it's hard to, what was the question? Are we sure that they won't make the World Series?
Yeah.
Not if they play like that. If they play like that, I'm 100% sure they're not making it.
Okay. All right. Are we sure the Mets and Cubs should be favorites to win their divisions right now? Mets and Phillies real tight. Cubs and Brewers real tight.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that. Brewers looking pretty
You think
good.
we keep seeing both those divisions swing here to the end?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I think they're going to be nip and tuck to the end.
Are you sure you will not be betting the Hall of Fame game tonight?
I am sure that I will not. And I mean, I'm not one of these people who hates on people who bets preseason because I've had Dr. Bob on here for years. We used to kill it with a trend, right? Heading into week 2 of preseason. So I'm all about, I tell you the one thing that I might do.
That was my next question.
Oh.
I love preseason. I love preseason betting. The Hall of Fame game is usually tough to get into.
The only thing I might do is I do the 3 teams. The only time I ever do these, boys and girls, right? The 3-team 10-point total stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The totals are so low, right? This game is 32.5 tonight. I might put this in. So let me retract my previous statement. I might put this as a leg in a 3-team 10-point teaser.
So I'm not going to say I've scoped out everywhere.
Yeah.
The places I've checked, though.
They're not offering them?
They're not offering teasers.
They're done with that?
Yeah, I think we might be at a point where we're done with that.
Well, that's why
and like teasers of any kind.
That's why I go to faraway places.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they are available, and I haven't looked, but 22.5 might be a leg that I'd put in there.
This game tonight, though, I'm actually more interested in watching than most Hall of Fame games because the backup quarterback situations on both teams actually will be fun to watch. Like Trey Lance is suiting up tonight. Yep. You got Hendon Hooker right with the Lions playing tonight. So I will be watching.
I didn't say I wasn't going to watch the first series or two, but I'm not one. I will not. Let's put it this way: I'm not like, I think the Lions minus the points and come up with a reason why I think, because this coach is going to play this. I'm not doing that tonight.
Yeah, always tough especially Hall of Fame game, but first week even. Okay, are we sure nobody else stands a chance to emerge from the AFC not named the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens?
Say that again?
Are we sure nobody stands a chance to emerge from the AFC, not named the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens?
And nobody stands a chance? No, I disagree. The Cincinnati Bengals have a chance. Bengals have a chance. As long as Joe Burrow is living and breathing, they have a chance.
I think that's well said, and you're probably right, but no, I think it's Chiefs, Bills, Ravens.
Yeah, no, it's a puncher's chance is what it is.
It's a puncher's chance.
But you asked me definitively.
Yep.
Yeah. As long as he's living and breathing, there's always a chance for the Bengals. But I'm with you. Ravens, Bills, Chiefs. Come on, Ravens. Maybe this is the year. Is it? Maybe? No.
Bills here.
Yeah, you're all about it.
Josh Allen's here. It's his time.
Crack. Bill Krackomberger next. Exclusively on a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Introducing the $500 trifecta. Use your GBank Visa signature credit card within 3 months of account opening and deposit